I really would like to try to get done. All right, so you don't have homework.
That would be great.
But in order to do that, you got to pay attention. Right now, I got work to do. All right. So take out a sheet of paper. Today we are doing.
Ow! I hate when people throw their lunch away because I never do. You don't work today.
Okay, Henry. You gotta go.
No, I don't want chemistry.
So again, today is section 10.4, I believe.
So sour.
And it's page 727. 1 through 6, 8 through 20, 23 through 30, 32 through 35. I think we can get all this done.
I do too.
All right.
I believe in myself.
Now, again, this chapter is more about just understanding the rules. All right. And again, this is kind of an important chapter because on the standardized test, there's geometry problems, and most of the geometry problems that come up have to deal with parallel lines and circles. Those are the two main topics. All right, so again, this is kind of important. All right. Now, these angles right here are called inscribed angles. Yesterday we had central angles. And the central angles, the vertex was at the center of the circle. An inscribed angle, the vertex is on the circle. Hold up, Casey, what do you need? I'm trying to start. All right. So again, all of these are inscribed angles. Now again, what I'm saying here is that the vertex is on, the vertex B is on the circle. The simple rule is an inscribed angle is always half of the intercepted arc. It's always half of the intercepted arc. What exactly is the intercepted arc? A right here is the intercepted arc. All right. And so angle B is considered 30 degrees. That's it. I know. It's very simple. All right. Now, question number 2. Again, now we're trying to find the measure of arc RT. So you're just multiplying by 2. All right. So this arc over here would be 126 degrees. Very simple. All right. Now, number 3. If we're looking for WX. All right. Now, remember, this right here would be the arc that we're looking for. All right. I'm not sure how we're getting that. All right, but he might be right.
Because I did,
listen, I'm listening to him. Go.
I did double 57.
Perfect.
And then
so WX is how many degrees?
I got 66.
No. I'm sorry, WY. I'm sorry.
Oh,
WY was what?
It was 114.
Yes, 114 degrees. So this angle over here is 114. Then what you're supposed to recognize if from
That's a big highlighter.
so this 114 degrees, sorry. Then we know this, that's what they're referring to here. And then I need you to understand that XY is the diameter, right? And if XY is the diameter, that means that this is 180, all right? So WX is simply 180 minus 114, which is, again, what? 66, All right, tell me.
Why is that one?
Have you been listening to 1 and 2? Right? It's an inscribed angle. All right? So an inscribed angle is always half of the intercepted arc. All right? So if you have the angle, multiply the angle by 2, that will tell you the arc. All right? Now, let's take a look at number 4. Now it says, the diagram shows how light bends in a raindrop to make the colors of the rainbow. If arc ST is equal to 144, then angle R would be what? 72. Now, what's interesting enough is on these right here, take a look, because something is going to be kind of similar. All right? Look here. If I draw this angle from here to there, that's also what? 30 degrees. So there's another rule that says if angles intercept the same arc, then all of those angles that created are what? Are equal. All right? And sometimes it doesn't look true, but it actually is. All right? So be careful with that. All right? Which I think is what we're talking about right here. All right? So if we're trying to find angle H, all right? If we're trying to find angle H, right, we would have to notice this. We'd have to notice that JK is the intercepted arc. Does everybody agree with that? So this X is half of JK. You agree? And that this angle G is also what? Half of JK. Therefore, those two angles are what? Those two angles are equal, so we can just say 2x minus 54 is equal to x. So x is equal to 54. All right? So they're saying angle H is then what? 54 degrees. Like I said, it's very simple. All right? Over here, if we're trying to find angle B, we can just say, first of all, that 3x is equal to x plus 24. So 2x is equal to 24. So x equals 12. All right. And then always remember, like I said on all these tests, you can make a mistake if you don't answer the right question. They're asking for angle B. So angle B is what?
36.
Angle B is 36 degrees. All right, moving forward. All right. I don't think I asked you to do the proof. So 8, 9, and 10. Let's see what's going on here. All right. First of all, believe it or not, this is how they actually figure out how to draw exactly a 90-degree angle. All right. Before they had the technology to draw a 90-degree angle, they realized that if they drew a circle, all right, and they were able to outline the diameter, then if I'm looking at question number 8, angle Q has to be what? 90 degrees. Now this is what I was saying was so fascinating when I first learned that story. It doesn't matter where I put the angle. If I draw from anywhere on the circle to both ends of the diameter or the endpoints of the diameter, it creates a what? It creates a 90-degree angle. All right? Does everybody see that? All right? So that means that those two angles are always, P and R are always going to be what? Complementary. That's correct. All right? They're going to be complementary. So from there, we can just say what? Come on, we can do the mental math on that. 10x is equal to 90. Maybe we can't. So x is equal to what?
9.
X is equal to 9. Come on now. I don't want to do the work now. All right? If you can't see 10x is equal to 90, we've got to speak up. All right? I said angle P and angle R are always complementary. Does anybody have any questions with that? Because we know that angle Q has to be a right angle. Therefore, the other two angles have to be complementary. And if the other two angles are complementary, that just means they add up to 90 degrees. All right? You should be able to solve that relatively quickly. And then they're asking for angle R. So angle R is just 62 degrees. All right. Now over here, you should be able to quickly tell me what angle L, what's the measure of angle L and what's the measure of angle N? 45 degrees. You should be able to just say that. All right. Because it's an isosceles right triangle. So that angle M has to be 90 degrees. Now we know that both angles then are 45 degrees. So if we want, we can just say 2x minus 5 equals 45. So x is equal to what? 25. X is equal to 25. Everybody good with that? All right, let's check out number 10. All right, now the last rule that they want you to know is that opposite angles of an inscribed quadrilateral are always supplementary. All right. Now we could say that all four angles add up to what? 360. We know that's true. But anytime we have an inscribed quadrilateral, the opposite angles, the angles across from each other, are always supplementary. Did not say equal. They are what? Supplementary. Doesn't always make congruent angles, but they're always supplementary. So in this case, we're just going to say what? 5y plus 20 equals 180. And so you should be able to say that y is equal to 32. All right? And then using the x, we could say 2x plus 58 is equal to 180. So x plus 29 equals 90. So x is equal to what? 51. All right, any questions with that? Now, of course, we have to make sure we answer the question. It didn't say solve for x and y. It said find C and D. So C then would just be what? 102 degrees. And angle D would be what? How much?
80.
Wait, actually, if you got
Angle C, hold on a minute. Angle C should be what? Not 102.
120.
Yeah, what did I do wrong? Oh, because I can't subtract 90 minus 29. It's not 51, but what? 61. Thank you. So that's what? Yeah, double check that. 122. Thank you, Walker. 122. And then D, we said that's correct, right? 80 degrees. Everybody okay with that? All right, let's see what's going on. If there's anything hard. All right. Let's just knock this all out. All right, so arc DH is going to be what? 162 degrees. Angle K. Wait a minute.
46.
46 degrees. Remember, the angle is smaller than the arc. The angle is smaller than the arc. All right, so angle P now.
70.
Right, because again, we're taking 120 and 100 and getting 220. Subtracting from 360 is 140. Then 140 divided by 2 is 70. All right, we got this. All right, here we go. So 14. So AC is how many degrees?
48.
Looks like 48 degrees. All right.
Oh, this isn't bad.
Now,
Oh, we just have to find
here,
140.
arc GH now. So HJ is going to be 40. And then HG, subtract from 180, 140 degrees. Say it again. Do I have any questions with that? What's the matter? All right, here we go. On 16 now. All right. First and foremost now, listen carefully. Your job is to make sure that you see RS is the diameter.
Yes.
Right? So if ST is 48 degrees, then TR would be 132 degrees, right? Then divide by 2.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay, 60. 6.
Oh
I didn't guess.
All right, I'm trying to see if there's anything hard here. I don't really think there is. All right, there you go. All right, I think that's enough. All right, you guys can finish up now on your own. And again, I really think you should be done. All right, before you leave here. What? Here. Because that's twice as much. So if this is 48 degrees, from here to here is 180. So 180 minus 48. And then divide by 2. All right?